Good afternoon, Rajesh.
Hey Hari, hey Roger.
Good afternoon, Rajesh. Good
Hi.
evening.
Okay, let us give 1 or 2 minutes, then we can start. Meanwhile, Hari, you take that report what you sent, the PDCA, right? Check you have
Yeah,
an
yeah,
option to share it. You can continue that. We'll go
yeah.
through that
Now
first.
I did a different project
Mm,
in
mm,
related to the ESG modifier.
right.
Let me share it.
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. We'll start that. Then we can go with that. Yeah,
Can you approve the request?
yeah, yeah. I did that. See that? Can you share your screen? I approved it.
Yeah, let me do it.
Sure.
Screen visible, Rajesh.
Yeah, it's visible now. Yeah, go ahead.
Can we start now?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay,
Explain your
okay,
project so that
okay.
other people let them understand.
Okay. Um, okay, this is regarding the modify ESG we are using in the AAC billing. Okay, so this is one of the mandatory modifier we use in AAC for all the surgical procedure codes, except the Medicare. And most of the commercial so require this SG modifier. And based on this, I did the PDCA cycle. Okay, and then based on this PDCA cycles, I mentioned what is a plan of action plan. Okay, the plan is what we doing, the charges submitting could not match the pay based on the SOP, right? So the charge team is not submitting the claims based on the SOP. That's one. And where, which means the top payers, BCBS and United Healthcare Insurance and other commercial insurance as well, when while entering the charge submission, and who the charge team and coding team. Sometimes the coding team is to update the modifier as well as the charge team, and why to avoid the lower payments in. And then how while sampling this, okay, the claims we are missing these kind of modifiers. Okay, and then how much revenue we are missing per month? It's $75,000
Mhm.
per month. So what are the problems we face because of this SC modifier? Okay, to explain this, these modifier using only in AAC, not in the physician office. That's one of the reason. And otherwise, the payer may deny this one, resulting the non-payment. That could be the one of the reason. Okay, we should append the SG modifier. And this claim is processed without modifier, will get the lower reimbursement. That's one of the reason. And missing modifier often leads to the return claims. And sometimes once the claims get denied, we are submitting the corrected claim. Based on this, the cash flow gets delays. The
Mhm.
another one would be the repeated failure that can trigger to the payers to the respective recoupment. Sometimes you are submitting without SG modifier, the claims getting paid incorrectly after they are asking the recoupments. These are the 5 whys I did, and I mentioned the root cause. Okay, so we have to ensure the modifier of 20 in 24 place of service. It's only related to the AAC billing, not for the professional billing. And for the Medicare, we should not build the ST modifier. It's no longer required in the Medicare. So this is the um, plan and problem analysis I did. And the goal, the most of the claims, the current condition is the most of the claims are submitting without the ST modifier. That's the current condition. Our target is reducing the 90% of denials first target. And also I do the implement this. What are the implements we have to do? So we have to provide to the team leader and QA first week to I explain this process, what are the steps you have to do, and then you have to inform to the process coach in the second week. And the third one should be verified with the supervisor. These are the steps are being following in the charge team and as well as the QA team weekly basis. And based on this, the manager has to run the report and then find it what are the denials we have received based on the SG modifier, and then check. So we have to use the daily report as well as and the weekly trends, as well as we have the manager has to use the monitor the underpayments if it's cost under the SG modifier. So this is what I did, Rajesh. And this implementation, we have to step, we upgrade the charge and coding for flow on the daily basis and weekly basis to monitor all this.
Okay, fine. So this is seems to be the PDCA, right? In depth,
Yes,
you are trying
yes,
to analyze and then bring that into the point, right? See
yes,
now,
yes,
see one question, right? And there are five whys are happening, right? In this. So the what is
yes.
your first why?
This procedure, we expect to identify the payer, the procedure perform the ASC setting rather than the physician's office.
Okay, so AAC setting need this 5S modifier, right? That's what your
Yes,
problem is, right?
yes.
Anyone has any thoughts in this 5Y? Is it right or anything need to be improved?
It is appropriate, Rajesh. It's based on the AAC setting.
Right. So when you are doing, Hari, this not to criticize you, but this what the
Uh,
mistake we used to do, right? See, for
uh,
example, your first why is the reason, right? And
uh,
your second why should tag into that reason, right? See, for example, first thing what you're asking is identify the pair that procedure was performed in AAC setting than the physician office. Leave that. Okay, physician office you leave for
okay,
time being for a discussion point. Now, what we are trying to identify the pair, right? For a AAC
okay,
setting. That's what my question is. Why AAC setting need this? Second question should you have to ask the answer, right? So if you ask that, will you get the same second answer?
it might differ.
That's what. See, if you are diverting your answer, that will be a second chain. It cannot be the first chain, right?
Okay,
See, the each
sure.
and every question may differ into a three or different metrics or different workflow. That is different. But my question is, when I ask this question, my second why should also go to this answer. My third why should go to my second answer. My fourth why should go to the
Okay,
third answer. Then only you will identify the root cause. See, now what is happening
okay.
here is your first question asking was something, and your second question is asking some second flow. Third question is asking
Mm,
the third flow. You are trying to combine everything into a one single flow, right? So that's the main reason
yes.
you are not able to understand your basic challenge, right? See, so I'll give some suggestion. Okay, how you can do. See, for example, we all here. Let us ask this question. Okay, the first one
Okay,
to explicitly identify to a payer that procedure was performed on a AAC setting. Okay, AAC setting, why they need modifier? Why they need modifier for AAC setting?
it shows the based for the surgery CPT codes, they require the
So
SG
that is
modifier.
see based on their rule, right? Say for example, we'll take
Okay,
answer. Okay, based on the private payer guidelines, AAC should be
mm,
built with modifier, right? SG
yes.
modifier, right? Why why that insurance is asking or why that insurance alone asking this question? So in that scenario, you are going to list down what are all the payers it's going to ask you to add the 5s modifier, right? So this is your third answer. See, second one, see, you know very well, right? This is definitely I need to add for AAC setup for these pairs. I need to add 5s modifier. Why I'm not adding? And what is the reason for not adding it?
Because the coder may miss that
Why they are
modifier.
missing? Why they are missing?
Because the that coder was new to that process.
Correct.
It could be the one of the reason.
Right.
While entering, it may sometimes he missed to see the place of service while doing some other process.
Right.
Different projects the coders are doing it, not the same thing. It might
Okay.
happen.
Okay. So they are missing, right? The coders are missing. So why they are missing? Your problem is their inexperience or they don't know
Mm.
the SOP, right? There is a two
Yeah.
branches coming here, right? If they are inexperienced, why they are inexperienced? Why there is no in SOP? Why this is not updated in SOP? See, your problem is it is a AAC setup, right? Physician
Mm.
you don't want. If you list
Yeah.
down what are all the facilities are going to come under AAC, it will be
Mm.
maximum 10 or 50. Is it
Yeah.
anything is going to go beyond 50? No, right? I am going to give a
Yeah.
list down of the AAC saying that whenever you get any charges, okay, you are defining the surgery. What is a code surgery defines? How you will identify that's a surgery code? 1 to
It's
6, right?
1 to 6.
6. So if any code start from 1 to 6 and your AAC setup, the location name is 1 to 50, what do you need to add?
SG that
ASG, right?
SG
So I
modifier.
have to give a clear cut instruction in my SOP. Done. I had given. Now coming to my checkpoint, okay, why the quality team need to do a sample audit? Why can't they take the complete charge report saying that I have 20 different AAC setup? In that AAC setup, whatever charges you are entering from 1 to 5, do I have SG modifier or not? How much time it will take? For a MIS team, it will take 15 minutes job.
Yeah.
So I can stop that before it go out, right? So that's the way you need to think. Say it's not a
Okay.
problem of my quality. Okay, the quality auditing is not a problem. The way I'm looking the problem should be different. That's what I'm trying to do. See, you are currently involved in the automation, right? So in
Yeah.
that automation, why can't you automate this? When my AAC location is 1 and my surgery code combination is 1 to 6, go and then validate my modifier. Take all the charge field, okay, put a condition in the automation and then bring that. So once you charge is entered, I know that this is my plan. What is my plan? I am listing down my ASC, I am listing down my code, and I'm giving a reference saying that I need this particular modifier. That is my plan. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to list down my ASC, I'm going to list down my CPT code, I'm going to list down my modifier requirement, right? If any deviation, it should be triggered. That is my third point, right? Check. My what I'm going to do in my automation, I'm going to check this three combination is coming in, whether the modifier is there or not. If it is not there, I'm going to create an alert. That will become an act, right? You go back to the
Okay.
same flow. If anything is missing out, you go back to the plan again. Okay, where it is missing. See, for example, there is a 50 location. I list down only 45 locations. So what do you need to do? Add 5 there. Start
Five
the flow
questions.
again,
Okay.
right? PDCA again start this. See, our target
Okay.
is I don't need the quality dependency here, right? The PDCA,
Okay.
whenever you start, the problem and the solution in your hand, right? You are not giving to anybody else. You own the
Yeah, got,
process.
yeah, got it, Rajesh. It should be in the
Okay,
same cycle.
correct. In
Okay.
the same cycle, you have to own the process and fix it. Then only the PDCA will be effective. See, the
I got
same
it.
way, that's what we discussed, right? In the last week also. Don't boil the ocean.
Yes.
Take only
Okay.
one problem. See, my only problem is missing SG modifier. Am I able to complete within 3 or 4 different cycles?
Okay, okay, Ravish.
Done. That's the way
We
it should be.
understand this.
Right. So you have to plan this way. Yeah. Someone asking the question. Who raised it? I'm not able to see. I only raised it. Okay, fine. So this is the way we are going to do this PDCA cycle. Okay, got it? Any other people have any question here? All good?
Good, Ramesh.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So whenever you do the PDCA, it should be specific to the problem and you keep in mind it should not come again. That's what our intention is.
Yeah,
Clear? Okay, fine.
got it,
Yeah.
Ravish. Thanks,
Okay,
thanks.
fine. Yeah. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay, stop it.
Okay, let me stop. Let me
Yeah.
stop.
Okay, fine. So let me share my screen. We will go to the next topic. Okay. Hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Right. So far what we covered is the PDCA, right? See, when we are covering this AD and then we come back to this particular PDCA, right? These are all two very effective tools which we are going to use it in a Lean Six Sigma and that's a two methodology, right? Either Lean Six Sigma or in Lean methodology. These two are very, very powerful, and PDCA is an easy tool to follow and fix your problem, right? And when we completing this, right? So these are all different method of problem solving. You can go through that. Mainly this, when you don't know the solution, okay, we may follow this different methods, right? And coming to this week, what you're going to do is how to improve on it, right? See, we completed DMAC, right? We defined it. We are trying to measure it. Now we are in the phase of improving. How I can improve my. See, improvement is basically your KPI, right? Whether how I know that I'm improved or not, it's based on your KPI metrics. What is my percentage of defective? Okay, for example, last month it is around my quality error, right? The quality percentage is around 85 percentage. Do I improved it? Okay, from 85 percentage, I improved it to 90% or 95 percentage. That is my measurement, right? And second one, the parts per million. Okay, how I am going to measure it by parts per million and how I am improving on it. The same way DPU, okay, defects per unit. For example, I am entering 1,000 charges on a daily basis. Out of that 1,000 charges, how many charges I am missing the 5G modifier? That will become your DPU model. The same way for a DPO, DPMO, and then RTY is nothing but your rolled throughput yield. See, for example, I am touching a claim, okay, which is missing the 5G modifier. Okay, is it need to go to AR or it should go to the billing team, right? If a billing is entering incorrectly, you fix it there itself. So your RTY will reduce. I need not touch the claim again and again, right? That's the way we are going to measure it. And cost of the poor quality. So always think in this way. See, for example, a team is missing 5G modifier. Okay, what you're trying to do, you're putting a quality team, and the quality team is going to check it, and then you're putting a manager who is going to check it, right? Everyone is trying to fix the same problem. Think of the cost, right? How many hours they're going to use to identify this particular problem. This becoming a cost of poor quality, right? After that it will not stop, right? You have to do again, you have to rework on it, right? That will become your cost. So always whenever you're doing any project, think of the cost aspects. Okay, how I am going to reduce my cost, how I am going to fix my problem at the first stage itself. Okay, that's the way you need to think of it. And Kaizen is a one more methodology. Okay, so I don't want to go in depth in the Kaizen, but I want to keep you updated on Kaizen methodology. Okay, Kaizen always talks about the small improvement on every steps. Okay, that's you can always improve. That's what the Kaizen technique is. See, for example, I'll take same scenario with 5G, right? For example, I'm adding the modifier. I don't have any miss out here. Everything is going good, right? In that scenario, what I can improve? That's what you have to ask yourself. See, for example, whenever the team is selecting the charge entry for that ASC locations, right? If the system is automatically going to pop up saying that add 5G modifier, will it improve? The process will improve, right? By the
Yes,
charge entry
yes.
person itself. So that's the way you have to think of, right? Whenever they enter, you should be able to see that. That is one. And
But
what else we can do? Hmm.
some of the cases, the
Hmm.
PMS does not have the kind of facilities, right?
Correct.
So while after entering the charges,
Hmm.
the clearing house has the some of the facilities. What
Hmm.
are the edits we can fix it? So
Correct.
the example, some surgeries
Hmm.
codes are built under this
Hmm.
place of service. The modifier is mandatory,
Hmm.
so they able to fix that. But some
Correct.
of the PMS does not have. Is there any other
Understood.
way we can
Understood.
fix it?
Understood. PMS does not have a access. Agreed. Can you run a report by charge?
Yeah, we can. We
So
can.
when you run a report, can you create the edit? See, for example, what I'm saying is roughly, okay, you have to figure it out whether that is a feasible or not feasible. See, whenever I'm giving an, say, for example, I have a charge team. Okay, whenever they entered for this particular 20 AAC site, okay, they have to capture everything into my Excel sheet. Okay, that's what my requirement is. When they enter into the Excel sheet, when I'm giving a three column, okay, what is the AAC location and what is the CPT code and the modifier. When they enter, when the modifier is blank, can I create alert?
Yeah.
That also possible, right?
Mm.
That is one way. So coming to your automation, right? I'm creating the automation from the production side. In the production, I'm going to filter only by this particular AAC. And then my code should be 1 to 6. These are all rules you are going to set up in your Excel. Okay. When this
Mm.
two combination is filling in, it is going to check your modifier. If the combination is missing, can it create alert?
Yeah.
Right? It's a 100% audit.
Yes.
You will never miss any chance, right? See, what I'm saying is when you think that it is completely enhanced, it is not. That's what Kaizen point is. Kaizen is saying that even though you reach 100%, there is always a improvement opportunity. Never stop. That's what his point is. Okay, don't think this is the only way we can fix it. There is a lot more other way, right? And for example, today I'm using my Excel sheet to monitor. Eliminate old practice. Always think how we can improve on and be proactive. Okay, don't wait for the people to miss the modifier. Be proactive. How I am going to act and make them to understand this modifier is very important, right? And don't assume any of this new method will work. See, we discuss about around 5 or 6 different methods. So that's what it says. Don't assume the thing, it will work. Start monitoring. Okay, make corrections. Okay, whether whatever you are going to implement, monitor it whether it is working or not, and make correction accordingly. And empower all employees to speak up. See, that's what I'm telling you. Whenever you do any of the PDCA, it cannot be decided in your boardroom. It cannot be decided in your manager room. It should be decided in your workflow, right? In the workflow, you have to understand why they are missing the modifier. They may have their own problem, right? Unless you understand their problem, this is not going to be sorted out, right? And second one, crowdsource, right? So you always think what the people will have a new idea. See, if you ask this people itself, the charge entry people itself, okay, this is what my problem is, I'm going to lose this much money, okay, how I can improve, they will give wonderful ideas to you. Okay, they need someone to hear them, right? Based on that, you can create the rules, you can create the workflow there which will avoid this particular problem. And always practice the 5 why, but the one little challenge is the why should the second why start from the answer of first why, right? And be economical. See, I may find a lot of way, right? For example, I can put one AI to identify, I can put one quality auditor to identify which is economical, which is practically possible. And second thing, Kaizen main point is don't stop. Don't think everything is sorted out. Hereafter, no problem will happen in 5 way. Don't think that way. Always think about your improvement. That's what Kaizen principle, right? So the problem solving, the same thing, how we are going to identify. So this is what you are identifying a problem, right? What I identified. And based on the identification, you collect the data, right? How many, what all the data is going to support your assumption, and analyze the data. From there, you create a solution. And see, for example, when you create a solution, it cannot be only one, right? It may be multiple. That's what we are saying. Go and then talk to the team involved in it. They will have multiple ideas. From there, you identify the best idea and then plan implementation. Once you started implementation test, okay, whether you monitor or whatever you're trying to build in, is it working or not? Okay, even though it is working, then continues to improve. If you start doing this particular one, this is called the continuous cycle, right? Your problem solving is not never ending process, right? Today I'll identify and then fix it. So tomorrow, if I identified any more problem, go ahead and then fix it. This is the way we are going to solve our problem. And instead of taking that ocean to solve, take one, fix it. Take one and then fix it. And then continue the cycle. Whether whatever I fix it, is it done or not done? This is the way we are going to work on. This is a problem solving principles. And TQM is also one more beautiful principle. It is mainly, we think it is for the production floor, but it is not manufacturing. For example, it is mainly used in the manufacturing unit, but it is not. TQM is also for the whatever we are doing in the healthcare also. It is useful, and we should understand what is TQM, right? See, the first one, TQM always start with your process centered. It's not a people centered. And second one, always it should integrate with the system. Third one, strategical and systemical approach, right? When I identify process, when I identify the system integration, I'll come back with my strategy. And from the strategy, I'm going for a continuous improvement, fact-based decision, and then communication. And then I'm seeing this problem from the customer eye. Is it getting solved or not solved? And always think TQM will be the involvement of the employees, right? You have to include all the people involved in that particular process to make TQM is a successful one. Okay, this is very important in the TQM side of it. Okay, and this we already know. Okay, how to create a Pareto chart. See, for example, if I identified this is my top problem, then you are going to solve this 80-20 rule, what we are calling. Based on that, we have to create this particular Pareto chart. Okay, I think everyone know about Pareto chart. If not, I'll share it. You please go ahead, and then we already discussed, right? Pareto we already covered, right? And then, so here we are trying to combine all the process excellence methodology, right? See, we know that what is 5S methodology, and then Kaizen, Lean, Six Sigma, and then DFSS. See, when you think that one particular problem is going to solve by one methodology, if you are able to solve, it is well and good. If not, combine the different methodology so that we can see the continuous improvement in the process. Okay, right? Any question here on this?
No.
Okay, fine. So now we move to the last step, right? DMAC is a control is our final step, what you are trying to give. And here, what you're trying to do here is whenever there is a control into the plan, you have a control plan. Okay, you have to maintain what I'm going to stop it. For that control plan, you are going to create a SOP, and here in the SOP, you are going to list down what are all the process control plans. See, control plan is overall, right? For example, I am going to solve my complete denial is my control plan. In that, for example, how I am going to stop my modifier missing. That is my process control plan. And then I'm going to use my SPC chart, and I'm going to use my FMEA. These are all two are very, very important one. Okay, and this is my process control plan. This is what we discuss, right? The first one what we discuss is a process control plan. This is a template, right? For example, in this template, what we are trying to do here is we are giving a name for the project and which team is going to work on this, and what is the date, who is preparing it. See, in that process, I'm going to write down the process name and process step. What is my process input? What is my process output? Process specification and measurement technique, and then control methods, and then reaction plan. Okay, see, for example, I'll take the same project what Hari showed us. Okay, in that project, what you're going to do here is first one, the charge entry. I'm splitting that into a different project. One, charge entry. What is the process step? The charge entry team will go to the coder's detail and then they will enter the charge. What is my input? Coding sheet is my input. What is my output? Charge finishing is my output. What is the process specification? In that, I should give a specification saying that 1 to 6 CPT code, add 5G. What is the measurement I'm going to do? I'm add all the location here as a measurement point. For here, I should get the 5G. What is the control method? Whatever the charge is entered on that particular charge, I'm going to take 1 to 6 and then see that modifier is there or not. What is the reaction plan? If it is not there, I'm going to send back to the same team, ask them to add this. Like that, you control. See, for example, I'm taking a coding as my challenge. The coding process, what is my process step? If it is a AAC, okay, 1 to 20, okay, whenever it is coming as 1 to 6 as a CPT code, they have to add the modifier. That is, when I get the output from the coding team, I'll search for my modifier. If not, it will go to the reaction plan. Like that, you have to write each and every step one by one, and then it should be circulated with the team who is involved in it. This is called project process control plan. We'll call it as a PCP plan. Okay, this, see, it seems to be very simple. Okay, if you start tracking it step by step process, it will be very, very effective. Okay, and the SPC chart is very, very strong in the control measurement. Okay, I don't want to take that in this class. Okay, the SPC chart, we will cover it in the next class. See, whatever I'm going to do, we will take the same example of the modifier, right? How to measure it, whether I'm doing it successfully or not. Okay, there is a way to create this particular SPC chart, and based on this particular trend line, I can say that this is a process stabilized or it is going to create a problem. See, if you look into here, continuous improvement is happening here. And then there is a drop. If you look into this, there is a ups and down. Okay, there is an improvement and there is a drop, improvement, drop. These are all some of the indications in the SPC chart. By seeing this chart itself, you can understand your process is going to be a stabilized one or it is going to create one more problem in the future. Okay, I'll keep this SPC chart for next week for a discussion. And what else we have is a one more powerful, we'll call it as FMEA chart, okay, which is a very, very important whenever you're going to do any of the project. Okay, this will be very highly effective chart. We'll call it as a FMEA chart. Okay, and these are all the major things which we are going to cover, and these are all the different tools which we are discussing on, right? What are all the tools? This we'll try to cover next week. And this is one more powerful technique. What are all the tools we can use it in RCM? Okay, this with that, I think next week will be our closing session on this Green Six Sigma. Based on that, you can submit your project and then you can get your certification, right? So next week, our plan is SPC chart, and then we are going for FMEA, and we will discuss about the tools, different tools, what we discussed, and which tool will be suitable for RCM. Okay, this is what we are going to cover. So next class, don't miss it. Okay, FMEA will be very, very powerful, especially for healthcare, right? We will connect next week, and then we'll try to close this training session. I think we went a very long journey on this Green Six Sigma, right? We'll try to do that. Okay, is it helpful?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, yes, sir.
good, good. So try to do the project. Okay, don't do shortcut without project. I need certificate and all. We'll not give. We'll be very strict on that. Okay, right. Submit the project, and then we can deliver the certificate. And then only you see, the point is it's not about learning, right? How I'm using that practically. That's a very important. That will be definitely helpful and give a confidence to you to go to the company and then demonstrate your knowledge in Lean Six Sigma, right? Good. So okay, we'll meet next week with the last session. Okay, thank you all. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.